Welcome to our introduction and overview of D365 Business Central. I'm your host today, Telka Clem, and I am one of the pre-sale solution architects here at Western Computer. As we start looking at how we're going to be looking at Business Central today, I want to really touch on three things. We're going to do a welcome to Business Central, show you what the user experience looks like, also talk about Microsoft's interaction with Office and all of the M365 products. And then I'm going to give you some fun tips to get around that I just think are valuable and make me enjoy Business Central on a daily basis. So as we start looking at Business Central, I want to call out that this is the main menu or the main screen that you are going to see as you start your day. This is called a role center. You can essentially think of it as your daily dashboard. Now, this dashboard is really based on your role in the company. I am looking at a business manager's role, so the tasks across the top are really around the business itself. One thing to call out is this green area here is what we call our favorites. You can actually pin either list or task here so that you can get to them very quickly. Microsoft's goal with this software is you are 1 to 2 clicks from anything you need to see at any given time. Now, I've been using this software since 1999, so quite some time. And the thing that impressed me the most when I saw the software is what we call a flow field. You will see examples of that in these tiles and also these numbers. As I hover over them, my pointer really indicates that I've got information up underneath that number. Now, what's happening is every time you refresh a screen, you are going to see the number that is adding up underneath that flow field. There are 269 sales orders in my environment. There are 19 sales invoices. My checking account balance is $1,011,415.91, so that I can drill down into that number and see the transactions that are adding up to fulfill the addition of that number. You'll also see that you can embed Power BI inside of Business Central. So that makes your reporting, there again, 1 click away. It's very nice. You will find a really strong dynamic search inside of Business Central in the fact that it will look for information that I ask it about throughout the system. So I've entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you are seeing posted sales invoices, contacts, item ledger entries, so forth and so on, all of the data inside of Business Central as it exists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 does not have to be the beginning of the number, as you're seeing an example right here in this posted sales invoice. For our friends that may be looking for a new ERP system or also are coming off of a batch type ERP system, I want to call out that Business Central, although it does have modules, it is not modular. That's the reason these flow fields work as nicely as they do. What I mean by that is you certainly have your general ledger. You have AR, you have AP, we've got an inventory subledger, we've got a customer subledger, we've got a vendor subledger, we've got manufacturing. But all of those subledgers do not work independently of each other. At any given time, I'm able to see how a transaction posts. Let's say I receive inventory against a purchase order. When that purchase order posts, I will see the inventory increase, and I will see the general ledger inventory increase. So it is fully interactive at all times. Now, one of the other things to call out as we start talking about Business Central is licensed through Microsoft. Therefore, your login is essentially your email address if you're using Outlook as your email driver. It does follow the single sign-on and the double authentication that you have with your other Microsoft products. If I click on what we affectionately call the Microsoft waffle here, you will see that I can see all of the tools I am licensed for, including Business Central. This interaction with these tools is very impressive in the fact that Business Central out of the box works with Copilot, Outlook, OneDrive, Word, Excel, SharePoint, Teams, and the entire Power Stack. When I say works with, let me give you an example of that. And all of the tools follow a very similar path as what I'm about to show you. Let's say I go to a customer list and I have a salesperson leave. Annette Hill has been with us for several years, and she leaves, and I need to replace her customers with a different salesperson. I could go from card to card to card, changing that, or I can do what's called an edit in Excel. Now, this is truly one of the reasons why when you're looking at Business Central as an ERP system, you are looking at Business Central as a platform, not just a standalone ERP. Because the way the interactions work with Microsoft is only for Microsoft. You will not find this with other ERPs. Now, they'll be able to download into Excel, but they're not going to be able to do an edit in Excel or share information out to Teams or Outlook or save things to your OneDrive. That platform you have already invested in Microsoft is further extended with Business Central as your ERP system. So let's look at what the edit in Excel does. So I can create a customer card, and as that that Excel sheet opens with my customer cards, you are going to see that I essentially have Excel open to my customer list. Now, I'm sure this looks familiar if you're used to exporting out to Excel from any other type of ERP system. But what I'm about to show you is very specific to Business Central. We mentioned that maybe Peter is going to take all of Annette Hill's customers. So I'll just go ahead and change that in mass, and I'm going to publish that back. Now, what this is this is actually Excel using the tables inside of Business Central to function. This is not an Excel sheet that I just exported, and when the data changes tomorrow, I have to re-export it, and then if it changes in a week, I have to re-export it. This is a table that is connected to Business Central, and it is refreshable. Let's just go ahead and minimize this back down, and let me refresh my customer list. You're going to see that all of those records updated. Now, before you are concerned about security, only people you give visibility to being able to do this are going to be able to do this. It is fully controlled with the security inside of Business Central. Just like Excel works directly with BC, so does Outlook. So does Teams. So you have a lot of functionality when it comes to being able to, maintain your data in the way that you want to. A couple of other call outs is you've got a really nice search on each list. I'll just enter the letters THE, and you will notice that very quickly I get the Canon Group, the device shop. THE is in the middle of the word Rutherford, but you may be asking, well, where is London Light Company? How is that associated with THE? Well, THE is in Matthew over here in the contact. When I am on a page, it again is a very dynamic search in the fact that I can find text that I'm looking for very quickly. Why don't we just go ahead and drill into the balance here for the Canon group, and I want to go ahead and do what we call a find entries. This is another example of that full interaction with Business Central in the fact that when I do find entries, I'm able to see all of the tables inside of Business Central that have been hit. I can open the posted service invoice and look at that information if I desire to. Find information around the general ledger, tax entries, customer ledger entries, and the detail around that. Resource ledger entries. These resources are non-inventory items. They're normally people. And then the service ledger entry because this was a service invoice. So that gives you a lot of visibility as well. I hope you'll join us as we start a series of looking at all sorts of functionality inside of Business Central here at Western Computer. We want you as users to be informed, and this is just literally the tip of the iceberg that we're going to start investigating together with you. Thank you for your time and have a great day.